Hello, welcome to another video. So I've come back to Birmingham for the third time, and I just wanted to see how things were looking really. Now we're a few months into the bin strike, so a little bit of a catch up then, if you don't know what's going on. Unite have suspended Angela Rayner from the union, but she said she's already resigned from it anyway, so that's been going on. Unite have also called her handling of the bin strike despicable. There was a ballot that had a big turnout, and they voted overwhelmingly to keep on striking, and that means that the strike could go on until December. So that's the overview. A couple of years ago, the Tory government went in power under the guidance of Michael Gove. They brought in these commissioners to take the reins of Birmingham Council because it was bankrupt, and the head commissioner is somebody called Max Caller. His nickname's Maxi Axe, and he basically looks at expenditure and income just like a profit and loss sheet, really, no emotion. So he'd be looking at cutting back services, essential services, not really caring that these strikers will have an £8,000 pay cut, while all the while he's earning £1,200 per day in roll. And the other commissioners are on around about 1,100 as well. So I think it's cost somewhere in the region of 2 million to have these so-called experts to tidy the mess up, and it's just more of a drain really. So let's have a look. Now this seems to be a place where there's quite a lot of fly tipping. As you can see, it looks horrendous. So we'll just have a closer look. So a lot of people have just come and dumped their rubbish, which is very sad to see, given that there's people that live here, families, kids, and they've got that to face every day, which isn't great, is it? You can see it's everywhere, look. I just asked the lady, I said, oh, this is terrible, isn't it? She didn't want to be on camera. But she said, oh, it's scrap, it's just scrap. I said, but there's bin bags. You can see all the flies. I don't know whether the camera will pick them up, but it's pretty horrendous. So it doesn't look like scrap to me, to be fair. And maybe Max the Axe can go without his salary for one day and use that 1,200 quid, just some of it really, to get some people down here and clear all this mess, because it's not on, is it? It's disgusting. So for those that thought that the strike was over, well, there are bin wagons going round and taking some domestic waste. That's true. I've seen that this morning. But what about this backlog of just fly tipping everywhere? Now it's got so bad between Angela Rayner and Unite that Unite are considering pulling their funding for the Labour Party. I mean, Rayner herself received £10,000 for her campaign, and they are one of the the biggest donators to the Labour Party. So all you need is a big union like that to do what they say they're going to do, and other unions to follow, and then the Labour Party have lost the backing, haven't they? They've already lost the people, haven't they? Let's be right. So if they lose the unions as well, what's next for the Labour Party? And you got Birmingham Council saying they've reached the absolute end of what they can do to try and resolve the dispute. But let's think about Birmingham. You've got an MP that not so long ago was lobbying to have an airport built in Pakistan. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? And I think it's happening in a lot of councils, in a lot of towns. I covered this when I was in Blackburn. I think the interests of Britain need to come first. Absolutely. I mean, stating the obvious, I know, I appreciate that, but I mean, this place is very run down, as you can see. And I'm not going to focus too much on the shops today, because you can imagine what type of shops they are. But we've seen them, you've seen enough of them on the channel. It seems to be everywhere I go now. I film the same type of half a dozen to a dozen stock type shops. Barbers, mini markets, low overheads, cash only businesses, allegedly shop fronts. That flag could be somewhat symbolic, don't you think? Seen better days. Just a normal residential street in Bordsley Green, and again rubbish is strewn around. Like I said, there have been some collections for domestic waste in bins. Okay, so again we've got what looks like used to be a hotel on the junction. Lots of stuff just dumped again. And if it is people from other areas are using this, I mean, you can see a lot of this looks like trade waste, to be fair. There's a lot of tiles in there, and then obviously you've got your mattresses and so on, but quite a lot of wood there. And maybe that was from a refurb. They were just pulling everything out, and they've got some plans for it, I don't know, but then you just need to cross over the road, which I can, try not to get run over. And you can see it yourself coming into shop now. Mounds of rubbish. And we're in July the 16th, if you want a timestamp today. So it's been a few months now since the critical incident, as they called it, was declared, and all the while Maxi Axe is raking it in.
This land is owned by Birmingham Football Stadium, Red Fox 2023 Limited. Right. So they took over this land from the old biscuit factory. We asked the city council that can you build a footpath here for disabled people and ladies with pushchairs.
Yeah.
They said that they want a contribution from the American owners because the council's broke. And that we're waiting for funding. So first they referred us to something called the Birmingham Breathe scheme. After that they referred us to another scheme starting with an E, ECDL or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But they said that there's no funding. That's the argument. And then here we need a drain because water keeps stopping. So and some double yellow lines.
Yeah.
To prevent all of this.
Yeah.
But they just will not give the funding for it.
But at the same time, Max Caller's getting £1,200 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Disgusting, isn't it?
absolute joke. Stratford Road, Allenrock Road, Coventry Road, you go there, they've got CCTV cameras to watch, they've got double yellow lines, but they overlook this area because it's semi-industrial.
Yeah.
And they want a contribution from big businesses when really they're charging £1,200 per month council per year council tax from all these residents. And where's the money going? To the well-off areas like Moseley, Hall Green.
Yeah.
It's going into the big commercial streets, but this gets overlooked. All they had to do was put a pedestrian dropped curb
Yeah.
and a drain. That's
Yeah.
all we asked for, but they were quoting excess of £12,000 and they want a contribution from Birmingham Football Ground.
Stinks, mate. All right, thanks ever so much for that.